You getting audio?
Yeah, I'm trying to get my...
But you're getting the audio, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hello, friends. This is my Sunday afternoon live stream, and it's going to be a lot shorter than usual because my computer is screwing up. Dust needs to be taken out of the fan mounting. It just heats up like crazy. So if you're here to enjoy my show, thank you for visiting. I'm only going to play until I start to see it start to yellow line on me, and that could be anywhere from 4 songs to 6 songs, half an hour or so of music, and I'm just going to get started. And if you're here to visit, I have no visitors at the moment, but if you're here, there's not going to be a lot of chatter, and I can't do any cover songs right now because there's a problem with that apparently. And here we go, Bert Lee songs. I'm a shipwrecked man in a sea of trouble, watching the rain make crazy puzzles on the window pane. In a sea of rain, how do you stay dry? When I'm down, I go put on a record, even if I've heard that song too many times before. I play it one time more, it still makes me cry. She's gone, she left no number to call. She's gone, and lately I ain't seen her at all again, and all I do is watch the rain. She's gone, she left no number to call. She's gone, and lately I ain't seen her at all again. All I do is watch the rain, and if I were a bird, I'd fly above this rain cloud. Where the sun is shining, I'd be flying high. At least I'd try, oh, if I were a bird, but I ain't. If you ain't heard, I'm just a shipwrecked man in a sea of trouble, watching the rain make crazy puzzles on the window pane. In a sea of rain, how do you stay dry? And there you go, that's Shipwrecked Man, and this is Bert Lee, and I'm playing for a half an hour or so until my computer gets overheated. It's going to be very quick if you're a visitor. Not many songs in this particular performance, and not a lot of talk because I just got to cut to the chase. And that said, here's another original song by Bert Lee. That's me. My grandpa was a grifter, a gambler and a heel. He snuck around from town to town and he dealt a dirty deal. He went out in the wild world to steal what he could steal, and you know he stole a fortune, but the money wasn't real. No, the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money isn't real. He said I was a bandit, he came back empty-handed. He should have been a rich man, but the money wasn't real. The Pharaoh was a miser, his story has been told. He had 10,000 workers build a pyramid to hold all his statues and his trappings and his caskets and his gold. You'd wanted to have everything, but all you got was old, 'cause none of it was real. Funny how it is, you know now, none of it was real. His monument so grand just got covered up by sand. Now he's just another mummy man, 'cause none of it was real. A poor man buys a loaf of bread and he shares it and it's gone. But Rich man wrecks his portion, yet his wealth keeps rolling on. And the good things that you've said and done are nothing you can pawn. 'Cause when you're in the underclass, you're always overdrawn. 'Cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money isn't real. You can follow all the rules made by idiots for fools, and you think you'll get your just reward, but you won't. You won't pick up a penny, oh, but you might spare a dime. $1 buys a pretty meager way to waste your time. A C note get your groceries, and $1,000 might buy a thrill. You might rake in a shitload and still not get your fill. I live in America, a country built on greed, and I suppose that's not a bad thing if you just take what you need. But it seems everyone's afflicted by a hunger to exceed. Why should one man have 1 billion when there's 1,000,000 mouths to feed? 'Cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money isn't real. You can burn it, you can earn it, oh, but in the end you'll learn that it all amounts to nothing. 'Cause the money isn't. Now I bought me some insurance in case I pass away. I've heard that could happen, and who am I to say? I might live forever, they'd never have to pay. Shit, who would be the loser then if it all turned out that way? 'Cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money isn't real. You can spend it, you can lend it, but you'll find that in the end it all amounts to nothing. It's funny how it all amounts to nothing. So funny how it all amounts to nothing. 'Cause the money isn't. Hello, Harvey Bojarski, doing a very quick show today, keeping an eye on my heat meter. Probably get about a half an hour of music in, so I'm glad there's somebody here listening. And I'm going to do nothing but original songs because I got some sort of warnings about covers that I was doing, which I'll write a message about on Facebook, which is kind of funny, actually, when you get right down to it. This is another tune. Riding on a northbound train, leave the South behind, rolling through the blue-gray dawn. I feel the past unwind, hills and valleys, streets and alleys, little towns all in a row. Some people I may never meet, in places I may never go. Sometimes I feel just like a gambler, gonna watch my fortunes break. Or just like some weary rambler, just a wondering which fork to take. I got my backpack and my guitar, pocket change to pay my way. I bought myself a one-way fare. I'm going home and there I'll stay. Living up to what I said I'd do. Girl, you know I'm coming home to you. Some changes while I'm rolling, looking for words to sing. Take my rhythm from the train tracks, and I wonder what the muse will bring. Fellow travelers in this night car, asking me what songs I play. They sometimes strike a harmony as we pass, they're rattling miles away. Living up to what I said I'd do. Girl, you know I'm coming home to you. Giving up the games I tried to play, coming home to you, and there I'll stay. riding on the northbound train. Leave the South behind, rolling through the blue-gray dawn, and I feel the past unwind. Northbound Train. This is the playoff. This is Bert Lee trying to outdo himself by getting as many songs in as he can before his computer overheats. And this is a short-lived thing. I will somehow, I don't know how I'm going to either afford it or find the time, but I've got to get my computer into the shop and have them get the dust out of the machine. That's why this is happening the way it's happening, but we're doing fine so far. We haven't even started to yellow line yet. So another original song is what you get. And that's what you get. Our old Italian neighborhood has turned Chinese maybe for good. Water, water everywhere. The ghetto has been gentrified. The first folks have been pushed aside. Doesn't matter if it's fair. It's the same thing everywhere. The Indians who once lived here, they made their trade in hunting deer. Water, water everywhere. They made a bargain with the Dutch that really didn't leave them much, but the Dutchmen didn't care. Money, money everywhere. The hippies have all moved upstate. The hipsters came to take their place. Maybe the only difference is the hair. And the little shops you could afford to shop in once, they now are boarded. The building owners, they don't care. It's the same thing everywhere. Well, the water just goes where it will. You know it always flows downhill. Rivers flowing everywhere. And who are you and I to kid? It just does what it always did. Just goes where it's meant to be. Flow until it finds the sea. Water, water everywhere. Now the music clubs have all shut down. New York is a rich man's town. Doesn't matter if it's fair. And the only music that remains is while you're waiting for the trains. You can tip them if you care. Music everywhere. Well, the money just goes where it must. It's all about the boom or bust. Buddy, have you got a dime to spare? And who are you and I to kid? It settles for the lowest bid. The bottom line is where it goes. That's just the way the money flows. Water, water everywhere. Now in my new Chinese neighborhood, the people that I meet are good. It's the same thing everywhere. No matter where they come from, friend, they're only people in the end, and it's not their fault they had to settle there. People, people, people everywhere. People trying just to be everywhere like you and me, like water flowing to the sea, going where we're meant to be. Water, 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 water everywhere. this time do I have to tell you I'm not guilty of the crimes you accuse me of? What do I have to do to win back your love? If I had to do it all again, would I even be just one whit wiser? Oh, probably not. You have to live with what you've got. My hands are empty now, and I'm really not too sure just how we'll ever make amends. This is the way our story ends, lovers once, now barely friends. If you ask me why, well, I guess I'd have to try some awkward alibi you disabuse me of. What do I have to do to win back your love? Still I cannot see inside your garden space. If you won't turn to face me, if I had to do it all again, would I even be just one whit wiser? Probably not. What did I have to do to win back your love? Why did I have to go and put myself above you? Darling, what do I have to do to win back your love? Oh, why did I have to go and put myself above you? Darling, and it appears that I'm still doing fine on the issue of heating my guitar. Have my friends Harvey and my darling Josephine here with me, and so I'm just going to keep on playing. I'm not going to do a cover, but I'm going to do a traditional folk song. Covers. I'm going to stop doing them because apparently I can't monetize my website if I use them unless I mute them, and then it's stupid. So just nothing but original Bert Lee music or traditional music. Bedlam boys, Bedlam boys, Bedlam boys are bunny, for they all go bare and they live in the air and they want no drink nor money. From the hag and hungry goblin that into rags would rend ye, spirits that stand by a naked man in the book of moons defend ye, that of your five sound senses you shall not be forsaken, or wander from yourselves with Tom abroad to beg your bacon. Oh, I do sing any food, any feeding, shelter, drink, or clothing. Come dame nor maid, be not afraid, poor Tom will endure nothing. The moon's my constant mistress, and the lonely owl my marrow. The flaming drake and the night crow make me music to my sorrow. I know more than Apollo, for oft while he lays sleeping, I see the stars at bloody wars and the wounded welkin weeping. Oh, I do sing any food, any feeding, shelter, drink, or clothing. Come dame nor maid, be not afraid, poor Tom will endure nothing. With a host of furious fancies, whereof I am commander, with his flaming spear and a horse of air, to the wilderness I wander. By a night of ghosts and shadows, I summoned damned eternity. 10 leagues beyond the wide world's end, methinks it is no journey. Oh, I do sing any food, any feeding, shelter, drink, or clothing. Come dame nor maid, be not afraid, poor Tom will endure nothing. I'll find my merry mad Magdalene, and I'll seek whate'er betides her, and I will love beneath of above the dirty earth that hides her. My staff is murdered giants, and my bag a long knife carries. I'll cut mince pies from children's thighs with which to feed the fairies. Oh, I do sing any food, any feeding, shelter, drink, or clothing. Come dame nor maid, be not afraid, poor Tom will endure nothing. Tom will endure nothing. Bedlam boys, Bedlam boys, Bedlam boys are bonny, for they all go bare and they live in the air, and they want no drink nor money. And that's Bedlam Boys, and it's lovely. I'm still not close to overheating. I'm not using any fancy gizmos with this, so maybe I'll get more than a half an hour of music out of this, and I won't have to cut back so direly on my streaming until I get the computer fixed. Yeah, but nothing but originals or traditional songs, and I'm going to have to bone up on all my traditional songs because that's not something I keep together, as it were. Well, I've just come down to tell you about some music that I've heard. It's the band that plays on weekends down at Eddie's Crossroads Bar. They live out behind the diner in a bus that's up on blocks. If they ever get it rolling, I believe that they'll go far. Their leader's Alexander with his double neck guitar, who comes from Spain by way of San Francisco. His girlfriend is Elena from the hills of Bogota. When he met her, she was dancing in a disco. And the name of the band is the Sad Spanish Man and the Beautiful Indian Girl. Their drummer is Matsui. He's a Japanese Hawaiian. He grew up playing country blues in Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, he drops his one right on the bar, and then he kicks the 2 and 4. And sometimes you can find him with a banjo on his knee. And there's Jazzy Jan from Amsterdam, who fills in all the leads on the saxophone, sitar, and balalaika. In Brooklyn, Bob's the sound man, he's the master of the mix. He could put a shine on 1956 for Micah. Oh, these are the pieces that make up their sound and the people that make up their world. The name of the band is the Sad Spanish Man and the Beautiful Indian Girl. Now Eddie tries to manage them, but he doesn't have a clue about the market niche where he should try to sell them. When the business people ask him about the bag they occupy, he doesn't have a notion what to tell them. There's a taste of gypsy's Zydeco and a hint of western swing, some polka, blues, and psychedelic soul. Throw in some mariachi and a lick of folky funk, and your mama and your papa's a rock and roll. It's a crazy quilt pattern, kaleidoscope, rainbow design on the flag they unfurl. The name of the band is the Sad Spanish Man and the Beautiful Indian Girl. They've got lyrics like the Beatles, they've got lyrics like the Dead, they've got lyrics like the Kingsmen where you're not sure what they said. Oh, but when they start to harmonize, all the angels shut their mouth. Oh, it's all about the unity of North, East, West, and South. These are the pieces that make up their sound and the people that make up their world. The name of the band is the Sad Spanish Man and the Beautiful Indian Girl. It's a crazy quilt pattern, kaleidoscope, rainbow design on the flag they unfurl. And the name of the band is the Sad Spanish Man and the Beautiful Indian Girl. That's the Sad Spanish Man, and I'm checking the temperature. My computer is not overheating yet, and I have a newcomer. If you've just come and you can say hi on the chat, say hi so I'll know who I'm singing for. It's lovely that people do drop by and visit me. I was going to do a very short set, but so far it looks like I can keep going without my computer overheating. It's a different show than usual, a lot less talk and lots more songs, and most of the songs are either original or traditional because I've run into trouble with YouTube, which I'll talk about on Facebook because it's kind of amusing, in fact. So whoever is that visitor, just say hi if you can. If you're not, if you're on a phone, you don't have access to chat, I understand. So more original songs. This is a recent song. Hi, Richard. In this world of trouble, child, everyone has grown up wild. And sometimes I think there's nothing that can save us. We've turned our backs on one another, turned away from Earth, our mother, and squandered all the riches that she gave us. In every town and village, deep into the night, all in their beds, the restless sleepers turning. Down along the waterways and on the city walls, the nightmen work to keep the watchfires burning. Oh, little darling, don't you have no fear. Don't you worry now, 'cause I'll be here, sure as the white dove that spreads her wings to rise to the light that the morning brings, and as sure as the changing of the moon, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling. In these days of hate and war, it's hard to know just who you are, or if there's something greater you belong to. Is there someone who will take your hand and try to help you to understand, or only someone you can sing your broken song to? Sailors on the ocean praying for the sight of land, how they look out and find the lighthouse angels sweeping. Babies in the cradle on the wings of lullaby. Sweet sister, hold her safely in your keeping. Oh, little darling, don't you have no fear. Don't you worry now, 'cause I'll be here, sure as the white dove that spreads her wings to rise to the light that the morning brings, and as sure as the changing of the moon, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over. your tears be over, darling. Soon your tears be over, darling. And that's Soon Your Tears Be Over, which will be on my next album called Swimming in Falling Water, which will be co-produced and engineered by incredible and super talented buddy of mine, Dan Simpson, who has helped me in the past with some great projects, and we're so happy to be undertaking another one together. That album will be out in just a few months, and I will be promoting it in an unusual fashion. I'll be walking naked down the street with a sandwich board on, saying, "You can look under the sandwich board if you'll listen to my music." Yeah, I'm such an idiot. Richard, this one goes out to you. I know you like this song, and it's Songs of the Earth and Her Passengers is our theme today, and this song fits right in that little alleyway. So, here you go. Plastic bag blows down the street, gets tangled in a tree. Chances are another breeze will come to break it free and blow it down the alley through the back lots to the beach, where a child may try to catch it, but it sails right past her reach. It floats out on the ocean and it settles on the tide. A passing whale may swallow and it gets lodged inside. Run, Jenny, run, come look what's washed up on the sand. Come and see the gentle giant that's been slain by unknown hand. It's not your fault and it's not mine. It didn't happen by design. It makes us sad, it makes no sense. It was an unintended consequence. An old man has a cardboard shack in a wheat-choked vacant lot. He's long since quit regretting all the things he hasn't got. He seeks no help from strangers and he lives as best he can. The people say he's homeless, but I say he's just a man. He comes down to my street and lays a blanket on the ground, and he makes a meager livelihood from things that he has found. He might accept a quarter, but he'll settle for a dime, till the police come and stop him, 'cause they say that that's a crime. It's not your fault and it's not mine. It didn't happen by design. It makes us sad, it makes no sense. It's only unintended consequence. Now the hills have caught on fire since the summer brought us drought. The rangers fight it day and night, but they can't put it out. The people here are used to it, it happens every year. When a thing becomes familiar, we lose all sense of fear. Now the weather lady tells us that there's not much chance for rain. And the scientists predicted this, and the Christians all are praying. But as for me, I'll find a quiet hill to watch it from, and practice my acceptance of the things that surely come. It's not my fault and it's not yours. Sometimes it's parched, sometimes it pours. There's no blame here to dispense, just an unintended consequence. It's not their fault and it's not ours. We'll shift the blame to higher powers. Let's just say it was a long chain of events that led to unintended consequence. That's Unintended Consequences. And with that, my computer is entering into the realm of being overheated. So in fact, sadly enough, I usually do an hour to an hour and a half, but until I get the dust cleaned out of my fan system here, I have to cut it now or I'll burn out my hard drive. That's how it's going to be until I can get this thing fixed, which is a problem and a half, considering everything that's going on in the world and inside my body and this, that, and the other thing. But I will do my best to get it fixed so I can do nice, long, hour and a half shows for you, my dear friends and fans. Thank you. Thank you so very much for coming and listening to me. You can help me the most by trying to get other people to come and listen to me, because it's lonely being one of the world's best unknown songwriters. You can help me be a little more known. Tell your friends that I'm good and they should come to my live streams. And I do appreciate all your warmth and generosity and friendship, and I have to call it a day or burn out my hard drive. So long, everybody. Be well. God bless. Stay safe. Wash behind your ears. Wash your little mitts. Be kind to everybody, even the people it's hard to be kind to.